Confessions of Mr. Hempher. Memoirs of Mr. Hempher, the British Spy to the Middle East, is a book that was published in series, episodes, in Spiegel, the German paper, and later in a prominent French paper. It is reported that a Lebanese doctor translated the book into Arabic. Waqf-e-Class Publications, Turkey translated it into English under title, Confessions of a British Spy. Hempher's confessions were mentioned in a research study titled The Emergence of Al-Wahhabiyya Movement and Its Historical Roots by Colonel Al-Amri Saidi Mahmoud Najm, General Military Intelligence Directorate, Government of Iraq. This research study was discovered by U.S. forces in May 2003 after their capture of Iraq. David Livingstone, a famous Canadian author, wrote an article titled The House of Saud, No More Islamic Than Billy Graham, in which he has described about British spy Hempher and his covert operations in Arabian Peninsula. A similar work exposing the Wahhabi terror was documented by the well-known Mufti of Makkah, Sheikh Ahmad Zaini Dahlan, in his famous book titled Fitnatul Wahhabiyya. The book narrates the actions of a covert British agent, Hempher, who was sent to Turkey, the then head of the Ottoman Empire, in 1710, to find ways and means to cause dissension, riots, and dismantling of the Khalifa in Istanbul, Turkey. At the beginning of his account, Hempher stated he went to Istanbul, embraced Islam, learned Holy Quran, and pretended to be a very pious Muslim. During this time, Hempher became fully aware of the difference between Sunnis and Shiites. Hempher was later sent to Basra, Iraq, with the following instructions detailed on page 20 of this book. Quote, "Your duty this time is to diagnose the Shia-Sunni controversies well and to report to the ministry. The more successful you are in aggravating the differences among Muslims, the greater will be your service to England. We, the English people, have to make mischief and arouse schism in all our colonies in order that we may live in welfare and luxury. Only by means of such instigations will we be able to demolish the Ottoman Empire. Otherwise, how could a nation with a small population bring another nation with a greater population under its sway? Look for the mouth of the chasm with all your might and get in as soon as you find it. You should know that the Ottoman and Iranian empires have reached the nadir of their lives. Therefore, your first duty is to instigate the people against the administration. History has shown that the source of all sorts of revolutions is public rebellions. When the unity of Muslims is broken and the common sympathy among them is impaired, their forces will be dissolved, and thus we shall easily destroy them." While staying in Basra, Hempher joined a carpenter's shop where he worked as a cover. He further stated in his book on page 23 as follows. Quote, "From time to time a young man would call at our carpenter's shop. His attire was that of a student doing scientific research, and he understood Arabic, Persian, and Turkish. His name was Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, and he was from Najd, Eastern Arabia. This guy was rude and nervous person. While abusing the Ottoman government, he would never speak ill of the Iranian government. The common ground which made him and the shop owner Abdurrahman so friendly was that both were inimical towards the Khalifa in Istanbul." Hempher further stated on page 24 as follows. Quote, "During a dinner conversation at Abdurrahman's place, the Alawite dispute took place between Muhammad of Najd and a guest from Qom, a Shiite scholar named Sheikh Jawad. Sheikh Jawad, since you accept that Ali was a mujtahid, why don't you follow him like Shiites do? Muhammad of Najd, Ali is no different from Umar or other Sahaba. His statements cannot be of a documentary capacity. Only the Quran and the Sunnah are authentic documents." Sheikh Jawad said, "Since our Prophet said, 'I am the city of knowledge, and Ali is its gate,' shouldn't there be difference between Ali and the other Sahaba?" Muhammad of Najd, if Ali's statements were of a documentary capacity, would not the Prophet have said, "I have left you the Quran, the Sunnah, and Ali"? Sheikh Jawad, yes, we can assume that Prophet said so. For it is stated in Hadith, "I leave, behind me, Allah's book and my Al-Bayt. And Ali is the greatest member of the Al-Bayt." Muhammad of Najd denied that the Prophet had said so. Unquote. Hempher found that Muhammad Abdul Wahhab had a lot of hatred for the Sunnah and the family and descendants of the Apostle and was misquoting Quran and Hadith. Therefore, he established very intimate friendship with Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab of Najd and launched a campaign of praising him. Hempher told him, "You are greater than Umar and Ali. If Prophet was alive now, he would appoint you as his Khalifa instead of them. I expect that Islam will be renovated and improved in your hands. You are the only scholar who will spread Islam all over the world." Foundation of Deceit. On page 28 of this book, Hempher described the foundation of deceit as follows. Quote, "Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab and I decided to make a new interpretation of the Quran to reflect only our points of view and would be entirely contrary to the explanations made by the Sahaba, Imams of Fiqh and Mufassirin of Quran. We started reading the Quran and talking on its verses. The purpose was to mislead Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. After all, he was trying to present himself as a revolutionist and would therefore accept my views and ideas with pleasure." Unquote. While talking about Muta, Hempher narrated as follows. Quote, "I sensed that Muhammad of Najd desired a woman as he was single. I told him, 'Come on, let us each get a woman by Muta. We will have great fun with them.' He accepted with a nod. This was a great opportunity for me, so I promised to find a woman for him to enjoy. My aim was to ally the timidity he had about people. He asked me to keep it a secret between us, and that even the woman should not know his name. I hurriedly went to one of the Christian prostitutes who were sent by the Ministry of Colonies with the task of seducing the Muslim youth. I explained the matter to one of them. She accepted to help, so I gave her the nickname Sophia. I took Muhammad of Najd to her house. Sophia was at home, alone. We made a 1-week marriage contract for Muhammad of Najd, who gave the woman some gold in the name of Mehr. Thus we began to mislead Muhammad of Najd, Sophia from inside, and I from outside." Hempher recounts an incident of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab getting drunk with the Christian prostitute nicknamed Sophia as follows. Quote, "I told Sophia to make Ibn Abdul Wahhab drunk heavily. Afterwards, she said, I did as you said and made him drink excessively. He danced and had sex with me several times in the night. From then on, Sophia and I completely took control of Muhammad of Najd. In our farewell talk, the Minister of Colonies said, 'We captured Spain from Muslims by means of alcohol and fornication. Let us take all our lands back by using these two great forces again. Now I know how true a statement it was.'" Unquote. Hempher further elaborated, quote, "The ministry devised a subtle scheme for Muhammad of Najd, as detailed below. 1. He is to declare all Muslims as disbelievers and announce that it is halal to kill them, to seize their property, to violate their chastity, to make their men slaves and their women concubines, and to sell them at slave markets. 2. He is to strive to dissuade Muslims from obeying the Khalifa. He is to provoke them to revolt against him. He is to prepare armies for this purpose. He is to exploit every opportunity to spread the conviction that it is necessary to fight against the notables of Hijaz and bring disgrace on them. 3. He is to allege that the mausoleums, domes, and sacred places in Muslim countries are idols and polytheistic milieus and must therefore be demolished. He is to do his best to produce occasions for insulting Prophet Muhammad, his Sahaba, and all prominent scholars. 4. He is to do his utmost to encourage insurrections, oppressions, and anarchy in Muslim countries. 5. He is to try to publish a copy of the Quran interpolated with additions and excisions, as is the case with Ahadith. After explaining this scheme, the secretary added, "Do not panic at this huge program, for our duty is to sow the seeds for annihilating Islam. There will come generations to complete this job." Muhammad of Najd promised me that he would implement all the points of the scheme and added, "For the time being, I can execute them partly." A couple of years later, the Ministry of Commonwealth managed to cajole Muhammad bin Saud, the Emir of Diriyah, into joining our team. They sent me a messenger to inform about this and to establish a mutual affection and cooperation between the two Muhammads. For earning Muslims' hearts and trusts, we exploited Muhammad of Najd religiously and Muhammad bin Saudi politically. It is a historical fact that states based on religion have lived longer and have been more powerful and more imposing. Thus, we continuously became more and more powerful. We made Diriyah the center of our subversive operations, and we named our new religion the Wahhabi religion. Unquote. It is reported that initially Ibn Abdul Wahhab managed to convert Yana's town in charge Uthman ibn Muammar into his new religion and with his support started implementing his new ideology in the town by force. The first evil act committed by Ibn Abdul Wahhab was, by conspiring with Ibn Muammar, one night, he destroyed the dome and pious grave of Hadrat Zayd ibn al-Khattab, who was Sahabi of Prophet Muhammad and brother of Hadrat Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second caliph of Islam. Destruction of the dome and his anti-Islam activities in collusion with local town in charge drew the attention of Sulayman ibn Muhammad of Bani Khalid, the tribal chief of Al-Hassa, who was a good Muslim. He ordered the arrest of Ibn Abdul Wahhab. The news reached Ibn Abdul Wahhab in time, and he fled from Guyana.